Hey y'all, welcome to All Things Female. I am your host, the Fury of Abyss. Welcome to my page. Welcome to Fury World. How y'all doing today? Oh my goodness, it's been a heck of a week. It's been a good week though. How y'all been? How have y'all kids been? How's your mental health been? Oh my goodness. Let's go on and jump to this. So last week, I know we were talking a lot about stress management and acceptance, and I've been having a lot of practice in both of them this week. Let me tell you what. The kids have been great though. The kids have been really, really good. The kids have been great though. The kids have been really, really good. They've been doing their own thing, really. They've been a lot more mindful. So that deep voice, and you better do what I said, instead of yelling or like raising my voice has really been working. So it was really just that. Me having to constantly remind them to like wipe off the counters and lock the door. They've been locking the door. They've been closing the door with the air conditioner. So they've been doing what I've asked them to do. But a lot this week, I've been talking to the kids about where are we going? What are we doing? So I know we get up and we have our own routines and we've gotten that down. You know, I don't know how long you've been with me, but I lost custody of my children for 8 years and I've had them back for 5. So it's taken a lot of work. Like, girl, we've had case managers, therapists, all types of stuff so that we can finally get to a point. I believe it was about 3 years ago when we finally worked out the issues, like the abandonment issues. I earned back their trust because, well, when your mom's a drug addict and you have to go stay with your grandmother for what was supposed to be 8 months and it turns into 8 years, you kind of lose trust in your parents. So that took a lot of work for us to be able to really hear each other because we used to only express ourselves in emotion, which was usually anger or pain. So it took a lot. It took a lot to get to where we are. So moving forward, over the past week, I've kind of wanted to get each kid by themselves and find out where do you want to go in life? Like, what is your goal? Because I don't want to have them feel like they are controlled. My adopted mom was very controlling when it came to my education and my future. She wanted me to be a professional like her. It disgusted her that I rapped. Like, that she was pissed. She was pissed. This is how she found out. I was in this professional choir where they like taught you how to read, like written, like they taught you how to write sheet music and how to read sheet music. And the type of, it was a professional choir. Like I was one of, actually I don't remember any other black girls there. I'm pretty sure, like most of the programs my parents ended up putting me in, I was either one of a few or the only minority there. This is like a professional all girls school, private school, professional, a private school out Baltimore. And it's called Bryn Mawr, but that's where we practice at. And like the woman, oh, I can't remember, what do they call them? They go like this. This, yes. She was French, okay? Half of the songs that we sang was in Latin. It was one of them. Anyway, so I was in that for years, okay? You have to pay to be there. We did performances here, there, standing ovations, orchestra, the whole nine, like a professional children's choir. So there was some scout that came to see us perform one time that we had a performance, and they picked out a couple of people, and it was some traveling gospel choir. They traveled all around the world, and they were scouting for people to sing in their choir. Okay. So I get this opportunity. And so my mom gives me this little recorder. I was born in the 80s, okay? So we had these little recorders. This is back when you had like them little CD discs and the Earman and stuff, like the headphones. I don't, yes. So I had this little recorder with this little mini tape on there. So I'm supposed to be singing a gospel song so that I can turn it into this professional choir so that I can get an opportunity to go all around the world and sing and make her proud, right? Okay. I don't know what got into me that day. I had always been a poet from the very beginning, had fallen in love with music. Okay, but my parents were not like the rest of her family. The only time I got to hear hip hop was like in the street or when I would go to like a cookout or something and my cool cousins from the city were playing it, right? I don't know what got into me that day, but that was the very first time I ever freestyled. And while I was supposed to be singing gospel songs to get into this choir, I started spitting, right? So towards the end, I clicked back in and I realized, oh, I gotta put something on there for her. So I sing, right? Now, I must have gotten distracted and forgotten to like erase the part where I rapped. I'm pretty sure that's the day I got disowned. She lost her shit. She lost it. This woman, first of all, I'm adopted. I'm adopted. And it's not the type of adoption where you're like, oh, husband, I love you. Let's adopt a baby. It's a, we got problems. He cheating. I can't get pregnant. I got to save my relationship. Let's go adopt a baby type situation. So she's English or, hi, dingo. English or Spanish. I don't know what that means. So anyway, she is a person that has always been very, very educated. Like when they adopted me, she already had a master's degree. She was going for a doctorate type person. Like very, very professional. She's like run a school. She's been a banker. She's been a nurse. She's been a teacher. So like to see that this child that she went out of her way to buy like a dog, okay, have it to grow up to want to be a rapping artist, she hates me. She absolutely hates me. I'm edging to you. I'm going to hi Eve, hi Dingo. If y'all are trolls, y'all have to sit in the back. So she absolutely cannot stand me. But yeah, so I'm definitely the black sheep of my family. That's when I really started realizing that I had to live for myself, which is a perfect segue into what this is about, having a clear purpose. And that's what I was talking to the kids about, because I felt like we all need to be going in the same direction, because I'm very, very connected to my kids, like spiritually. And they don't want to leave. So I know that I have my ultimate goals. I want to grow my business. I want to make sure that everybody in the Milky Way has heard at least one of my songs once. And land just a nice little piece of mountain with a stream where I can grow my herbs and my plants and dig deeper into my spirituality and watch my kids grow. But that doesn't mean that that's my kids' goal. And what? It's a 20-year-old, 18-year-old, and a soon-to-be 16-year-old. So I had to sit them all down. And these are kids that have been homeschooled and now have their own businesses. 2 of them have graduated, and I got 1 in school. She's got 2 more years left. So they don't have to pay for anything. Everything's taken care of because their dad died. So it's like I can give you the bare minimum because I live below my means. I did that so I could leave my 9 to 5. I used to be the only female working in the Coca-Cola plant overnight. And I wasn't able to develop my spirituality. I wasn't able to educate myself. I wasn't able to raise my kids. And it was my kids that begged me to leave my job. So I did. But I did that because I had a safety net. I knew that their death benefits would cover the bills, and I knew that I had already started my YouTube channel, and I was very serious about it. So we had to have a conversation, and I need to know, what is it that y'all want out of life? Because what started it was I was sitting there, and I'm looking at my numbers, and for some reason, oh, that's what it was. Their death benefits got reduced because my ex-husband's side chick had a baby, and she just applied for death benefits. So Social Security only wants to kick out, oh, but so much money. So yeah, it reduced our benefits. So that kicked in my supposed bipolar, and I have everything in a very strict routine. All of my bills are set up to my credit cards. I pay my credit card once a month. Everything is very organized and just so. Like everything, I keep my keys in the same place. My house is always spotless. I need everything to be ordered or I feel lost. I don't know where I am. I don't know what's going on. Okay? So that disruption, any kind of change in my environment or in my schedule sends me into a spiral. It puts me at risk into going into a manic episode or a severe depression. So let me tell you how my brain works. My brain works as if I make a mistake or if anything changes, we are at risk of dying or losing everything. So then I had to pull out all my coping skills and all of my everything that I've learned in therapy and from independent study about how to manage my emotions, because see, bipolar is even though I am spiritually inclined, I get that. And yes, a lot of the sensitivities I have are spiritual. Physically, I have a chemical imbalance that you gotta keep it calm, sis, keep it calm type situation. So I am constantly managing my emotions. It ain't got nothing to do with being female, okay? It has to do with, I will click off up in here. You gotta keep it calm. Always gotta keep it calm. My whole world is revolved around not just my kids and my spirituality, but my mental health, and making sure that I'm always calm and logical. And it's not easy, but that one little change really had me looking at everything like I was failing. Then that had me looking at my peers and the things that they were doing with their lives and the things that they had already built, and me looking at my age and feeling like I was behind in life. And it was just not a place I was going to allow myself to stay mentally, because in my mind, I already know what's going on here. You just had a major change. You know what's finna come as far as thoughts. You know what's finna come as far as feelings. So I understood on a very deep level what was going on. But those questions mattered, and I really needed to pay attention to those. And it had me thinking, are my behaviors really aligning with how I want my life to be? The things that I believe in, do I get up? Does my day and everything I do and say really reflect that? What exactly is your goal? Like, exactly. Like, if you had to say it to someone as if it were a business plan, what if you were talking to God? And if you could pose it well enough, you could get it. What would you say? What would you ask for? What do you really want? And then I was like, yo, you can't just have this conversation with yourself in your head. You need to go talk to them kids too. Because I'm like, at this point, I made a video about it. When do you stop parenting your adult children? What role do you play in your adult children's lives? Do I still need to keep trying to mold them in my image? Is that even right? Should I be supporting them in their independence? Probably a mix of all of them things, but it's still a conversation that we need to have. And what I found in that day was I could actually be open with my kids about how I felt, because I was tired of hiding my anxiety, honestly, because I make it look real easy to them. They don't think that I go through anything, and I realized that through conversation, because my daughter was like, oh, you change real easily. I looked at her, I was like, girl, what? I barely get any sleep. I be here doing push-ups in the middle of the night praying. I'm in a constant state of prayer, girl. What you talking about? What you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So that's when I realized I need to start showing these kids the other side to stuff. And it's kind of like when they make a mess and they halfway clean it up, and instead of going back and showing them how to clean it up better, you just clean it up, and then they come back and they're like, oh, I guess I did a good job. It's kind of like that, but with everything. It's like if I get a cutoff notice or whatever, not because I don't have the money to pay it, just because if it gets to a certain amount in my state, they just going to send you a cutoff notice. You know, I don't go tell everybody about it. I just handle it. Like, that's what I do. I'm not like, see, my mom, adopted mom was like that. Like, if she was sick, she would make sure to tell you every single detail of her doctor's appointment, the medication that she got to be on, the side effects of the medication. Then she take the medication, send you to go get it, and then sit there and take it in front of you and then complain some more. I'm not like that. Like, I'm going to go ahead and handle it for us. I don't need everybody stressed out. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that me allowing them to see me in my vulnerable state or worried, I thought if they saw me worried or stressed out at all, that they wouldn't trust me as their leader anymore and start trying to take things in their own hand. See, if they think that I cannot steer the ship, somebody gonna try and grab the wheel. And absolutely not. I don't need them all worrying. But then I was just honest with them, and they were so supportive and open. You're like, we knew what it was. We all left our 9 to 5. We good. Everything is fine. I love you. We straight. What we doing? And I looked at, and I respect them. But when I tell you, I have so much respect for them as young adults now. Like, I really do see them as equals. Like, everybody knows who runs shit around here. We got that. We don't have to. I don't even have to flex or throw my authority around. It's not that. I don't punish them. I hold them accountable. But I've had to learn that we have to make these spaces to hear each other. Like, it can't be one-sided. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody needs to be heard. And that's what I wanted to make sure I was doing. I wanted to make sure that everybody was being heard, that everybody felt like they were living a fulfilled life. Because at some point, me feeding them and making sure that their clothes were clean and having a clean house and making sure that they were educated was just not enough. It's not enough. Existential issues. Like, all I think about is God and getting out of this damn matrix. That's all I think about. I swear, that's all I don't even care about, like, getting my nails done or going out or hanging out. I don't give a damn about none of that. I don't want to be reincarnated here. Okay? I am tired of it. I ain't paying not one more tax. I'm tired of bleach. I'm tired of having to pee every time. I don't want to do none of that. I don't want to do none of that. I just want to be like a frequency or a wave, a beam of light. Something other than this. Humans are remedial. I ain't with it. Everything is so loud and just too much, too much. In my community tab, there's a name of this book. It's called The Law of One, Raw's Law of One, something. Anyway, so the beings on Venus have apparently elevated and they're like one consciousness, okay? So they talked to this chick from the 70s to give her messages about how to help humanity escape the reincarnation loop. Do you know they said it's really just as simple as living a life of service and being love and light, like, period. And they were talking about this one thing, which my son tells me is not hard to understand, that there's no good, no bad, there's only lessons. Because I'm like, how is there not good, no bad, all this other stuff, and you get caught up in the Bible and all this other things, and, you know, righteousness and all of this. Well, okay, let me tell you what the extraterrestrials are saying. Love and light, that's it. Love and light. Did you live a life of service or were you selfish? Because apparently Earth is like a college for your soul, and you just keep repeating. You are destined to repeat. Oh, yes. Any lesson you refuse to learn here, you will repeat until you do. No. I don't. No. I'm never coming back here. No. The animals are cute. The lakes are nice. But no. Don't nobody want to be here. Hey, Camilla. Trey, I feel you. Say hi. Hi, Trey. Nice to meet you. Yeah. And it's like so simple. It's so simple. It's really just that simple. Now, I'm not saying be a pushover. Don't be dense. I'm just simply saying, just be helpful. The hell? Everybody's so stuck on themselves and so self-absorbed. Like, it's not hard. You see a piece of trash, pick it up. Somebody having a bad day, say hi. Just say hi. Sometimes just smiling at somebody is enough. Now, okay. As a female, we don't be smiling at too many dudes in the street. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just being a decent freaking person. Like, it's not hard. It's so easy to be bad and it's not cute. Y'all been being bad since the 1800s. It's not cute no more. Give it up. Like, we got enough demons running around here. It's not cute no more. Did you see that thing I posted about that guy who totally freaked out because he saw a demon and then he did some research talking about something, oh, the new demon face syndrome? Baby, that ain't no... Y'all just now seeing demons? I've been seeing demons since I was 2 years old. What are you talking about? That's nothing new. How y'all just now seeing that in people? Like, it's so obvious. And see, it's shit like this. Like, E, you see that little remedial shit? That's why I cannot stand humans. You're like, what? Like, what? Why are you here? It's just like cartoonish to me. Grow up. What else? You have a clear purpose. Yeah. And so I had sat down and I had that conversation with them and I asked them really what they wanted and how I could help them reach their goals. And we basically all had the same goals, but they were very interested in developing their spirituality. And I was very proud of them for that. I'm very proud of them for that. And I needed one of them to understand. She's like, I don't have like a particular passion for anything. I just like to learn to have experiences. That's cool. Like, you don't have to have a particular passion. That's another thing. When people have these ideas about how they have to live their life, they get them from other people. So many of our ideas are not our own ideas. They're just regurgitated things that we heard. That's not how we actually feel. And that's why I isolate myself. I've been isolated for almost exactly a year now. I cut off everybody I've ever known, except for my kids, just because they were a major distraction. When I tell you, just even to call, to complain, or just to anything negative, it was just like they were just these little balls of negativity that I needed to get rid of. I didn't see any positive coming out of our relationship. They were all very one-sided. They were calling to check up and see what I was doing. And it was given they was calling to see if anything was going wrong. Because when I would try to engage in a conversation, they ain't had time to have a conversation. They had time to tap in and see if my life was falling apart. That's weird. I just didn't see us growing. And if you're not here for me, then you're just not here for me. So I just cut them off. And so I've had a lot less distractions in my life. I need to focus on my behavior patterns and what I'm doing wrong and pay attention to my kids and see where they need my help. I really don't feel like I'm here for much more else. I've been through a lot and I have a lot of experience, and I'm very moved to speak. I've always been very good at speaking. I've always been on the stage. I used to act when I was younger. I've always made music. I've always been a writer. It's just, it comes very naturally to me. And the more that I work with people, I find that a lot of people have a hard time expressing themselves, which shows me that a lot of people have a hard time understanding how they feel because they might not really know who they are because they only see themselves through the lenses of other people. I used to do that. I only saw myself through the lens of my husband or my kids or people I worked for. I became kind of what they expected me to be or what they thought I was, so I just went ahead with that. Because when I really was myself, I wasn't accepted. But damn, now I don't give a damn about being no accepted. I accept myself. Give a damn. It's about being authentic. It's about telling your story, being original, being who you really are. Like, nobody does that. Like, I pulled my kids up out of school because you ain't finna train my kids to be no damn slaves, to be a cookie cutter version of the next person. Everybody look alike nowadays. Everybody does the same thing. That's not cool. No. What's being cool is being fearlessly you. You know what I'm saying? And until you see somebody else telling you that it's okay to do it, maybe you don't know it's okay to do that. There are some things I didn't know it was okay to do until I saw someone do it. I'm not even gonna hold you, okay? I needed to see that someone else had accomplished the things that only in my mind had I even thought were possible for me. Whatever, that's okay. Acceptance. There's a lot of that going on in my life in my older age. Even accepting my older age, accepting the things that I've done in the past and not being stuck there. Being right on here in the present. I used to worry too much about the future and feign too much about the past. Like, girl, you cannot change that. Just like you can't change the narrative that other people have attached to your story, which is the reason I started the YouTube channel, because people kept talking about me and saying the wrong shit. Okay? I'm going to tell my own story. But anyway, my label, Masters of Fate Music, I have my own independent music label because I'm an independent artist. I used to be my husband's artist on Ghost Tracks Productions. He is dead now. I am my own boss. So, it's all about freedom and authenticity and being able to be yourself. Not necessarily so you can be accepted by others, so you accept your damn self. How you going to sit up here and be in a relationship with somebody else or raise kids to be strong and bold and noble if you don't even accept yourself? Like, it's okay. Because guess what? People going to talk about you anyway. It don't matter. And the only reason they talking about you because they ain't got nothing else going on. Because I be having so much going on in my own life, I don't have time to be worried about other people are doing. Measure what matters. Yes. And that's why I had to pull my behinds up out of social media. I was looking at the stuff that didn't matter. I didn't realize that success can be defined by what's going on inside of you, not just on the outside. Because I remember when I was sitting in a 6-bedroom mansion with 2 cars in the driveway, okay, and $1,000 in cash at all times, and all the drugs I wanted to take, I was miserable. On the outside, I looked very successful. Had a song out. I was hood famous. Everybody knew who I was. My man was fine. My kids were always fresh. I was miserable, and I was a horrible person. I was a drug addict, and I was not living my purpose. I wasted so much time, and I wasn't doing anything for anyone. I wasn't hurting anyone, but I wasn't doing anything for anyone. I really look at myself now like, I think about God so much, and it's like, yo, where did this come from? I guess it's because I don't have any parents. No family at all. It was just my husband and my kids. And he betrayed me. That's okay. But it's like, not that it's okay, but it's like acceptance, trying to be mature. I be trying to be good so bad. Like, you don't even understand how badly I want to be pure, how badly I just want to actually be a good person. Because sometimes I feel like violence is the answer. Okay? These people get very, very disrespectful and they do very bad things to very innocent people, and I don't like that. But it's not the answer. And I'm not going to be reincarnated here. So again, love and light, love and light. But yeah, while you integrate the shadow on top of that. Like, we're not going to be fools. Like, I love my shadow side. See, that's what I've been studying about in the past couple of weeks. Integrating your shadow, meeting yourself on the inside in a quiet space after you've not been on social media, maybe been fasting, not talking to anybody. All you're doing is working out and reading, right? They call it monk mode, okay? You meet yourself at your darkest place and you accept it because it's part of you. It's like the Batman Joker. You can't have the Batman without the Joker. Can't have the Joker without the Batman. You feel me? And accepting that part and integrating it, because it said that all works good for God. Like, basically, even demons work for God. Even the bad things are still all to the good of God. You feel me? It just works. It just makes sense. God is beyond me, I tell you that. And I have one kid that was having a hard time connecting with God because everything once he had been taken from me, that he had been taught about God, he had already debunked, because what he was being taught was not the whole truth. And it got confusing for him. So for him, I had to meet him where he was at and be like, look, God, at the end of the day, God is just a frequency. It's the highest frequency. Do good, be good. Tapping in helps. Tap in or don't. Be good or don't. But at the end of the day, if you're looking for God, that's where it is. If you want to see something, you're going to see it. Like, if you think that you live in hell and everything is all bad and God ain't real, that's the reality you're going to live in. But if you really want to reach out and understand something, it'll show itself to you, yo. And that's where I had to meet him where it was at. I had to meet him where he was at, because he's not like, I don't know. I don't know. I just had to meet him where he was at. God is a frequency. Tap in and it helps. And I hope that helps. Trying to explain God to teenagers when they didn't have it installed in them when they were very, very young, because when he was like 4 or 5 when he got taken. So right around the time when we would really start getting into God, he wasn't with me. Hey, Kateri. Hey, Kateri. What's in Alabama, yo? I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, you know what I said about it last week. I mean, we could talk about that in private, but can't do no whole judging. Cannot do a whole lot of judging on people's situations. Because, oh, I'm sitting out here trying to look. I can look on my computer to see the other comments. My bad. Oh, it's not coming up my hand. Overdue, AI. Oh, should I? Okay, I can do it like this. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry, Kateri. I think about you a lot. I really do. You and Dion. I make sure to keep y'all in my prayers. Hey, Walking. What's up, sis? How you doing? It's so good to see you. How you doing? Yeah, girl. We've been talking about a lot. So, yeah, that's the measure what matters. If it's not written, it's not. Oh, yeah, and that's what I was talking about earlier. All your behaviors aligned with your highest values. No, they weren't, because I was being super doubtful. I have a heavy Saturn placement, so that means that it's going to take me a little bit longer for my plans to come together. And it can be disheartening when you look at other people and feel like they're advancing way past you, and you feel like you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So last week was really a test. Yeah, I guess it was a test in faith. Because you talk a lot about everything is going to be okay, I'm going to go with the flow. And that's real great on a day-to-day basis until you get a blow to your confidence. And that's what happened with me. I got a real severe blow to my confidence. And I had to keep reassuring myself, everything is fine. We're fine. Like, this is the time to lean on your faith, not when everything is going well. I still really have to talk myself through these situations. I really have to parent myself and soothe myself. You know what I'm saying? And I really have been getting in the word a lot more lately, just to get some context and to have things to grab onto when I get low. It's so vibrational. Like, it's just uplifting, very inspiring. I've been having to change not just how I eat, but my mental diet, like my social diet. It's so real that I've been clearing almost everything off of my YouTube. Even seeing titles that are negative, it's almost like I can feel it. It's almost like my brain get hijacked or something. And I just fall into like this hole of doubt and sadness and darkness that I gotta like clasp to the sides and climb out of and poke my head out on top. And it's like, who wanna keep going through them cycles? Queen Mother of Heaven. Do you mean all set? Peggy, sorry, I don't have any connections I can think of. Thank you, Camilla. Hey, Peaceful. What's up, player? Yeah, they be trying to play on our top. And so, yeah, and the rest of that conversation, After I did talk with the kids, are we doing what we're supposed to do? Because I had this one son where it's not like he wasn't doing, it's not like he was doing anything wrong. It's just that I didn't really see him doing much. And then I'm looking at me like, okay, am I supposed to be like ushering my kids towards something? Am I supposed to just let them sit and be good? Or am I, because I always grew up under a lot of pressure, either you at work or you at school. But see, I allowed my older ones to leave the 9 to 5s so that they could, first of all, heal because they just lost their dad. They went through a lot of stuff. But like I said before, we already like had a bit of a safety net in a time span where they would be able to do that. I low key feel like the 9 to 5 is slavery, honestly. I was at my job 12 hours a day. The other two were at their job 10 hours a day. I did not see them, and they were breaking down, and they were not spending time developing themselves, developing their body. They weren't spending time with us. And I'm like, yo, this is another form of slavery, honestly. When I tell you I pulled my kids out of school so fast and started homeschooling them, I'm around them 24 hours a day. I do not want my kids out here. Some of the things that they've come home telling me, first of all, when they go to school every year, they like to get sick. When they at home, they don't get sick. Okay? I got more bleach than water in my house. I don't play them type of games. And they come home with just like attachments. And no, I don't want anybody influencing my kids but me. I'm good on that. I'm good on that. Hey, I should have been good on it when my kid came home from elementary school and told me that his teacher called him stupid. And do you know to this very day he believes that? It's my oldest son. It's not the ones here. He really believes that because somebody whole ass looked him in his face and told that little child that he was stupid. And he internalized that. And nothing that I could do from that day on changed his mind. And he to this day believes that. I've gotten very, very aware that my children are not spiritually safe in certain spaces, and that's just what it is. I'm way past the point in my life where I question my spiritual intuition. I don't give a damn what nobody said. I know what I see and I know what I hear. I know what's real. You understand what I'm saying? I can't keep listening to people that don't see what I see, especially when it comes to my kids. I think people need to start accepting that some of their kids are very spiritually gifted and they need to be in special environments. There are some kids right now that have an ADHD label on them and they are not. They're absolutely not. There are some kids out here that are being told that they're on the spectrum, but what they're not being told is they're on a spiritual spectrum and that they have spiritual gifts. And these sensitivities are for a reason. These things that they can perceive is a spiritual gift. Yeah, they are sick. Okay, let me see if I can do it from my phone walking. Yeah, we do have a lot of trolls in there. There you go, walking. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll let the trolls sit in the back. There's a whole section. There's 2 rows of sections and they have dunce caps and everything. They get to sit in the back. Hey, Star Wolf, what's up? What's up, June Blood? What's up, everybody? So far, I talked to everybody about how I sat my teens down and asked them, what do they want to do with their life? What are we doing? Because they don't want to move out, okay? And everybody knows I want to get my land and work on my businesses, but I really had to figure out what we were doing as a unit. I needed to know if... I just know that feeding them and housing them is not enough anymore. I'm concerned about their soul, and I want to know what direction their lives are going in. I don't want them just sitting around dormant. I need to know that we're all moving towards something. You know what I'm saying? I want us to have a life that is meaningful and impactful. And for whatever reason, because I have such a big influence on them, I feel like I have to develop myself every single day and show up the best version of myself. And even when I make mistakes, I have to allow them to see that. And I just need to know that they're going to be okay. And that's just all of a sudden become very, very important to me. The status of my soul has become more important to me than anything else. Seriously, because I'm tired of being here. And I keep seeing things and getting visions, and I want to understand what they mean. And I keep being pushed to say things that I don't necessarily want to say, because who the hell want to sit up here and deal with trolls and tell all your business to people that may or may not care? Well, when you've been through what I've been through and survived, and you go on social media and you see people that don't look like you tell stories about people that look like you and attach narratives that are not necessarily true, and you continue to be looked at in the wrong way, you kind of want to take control over your own narrative. And instead of taking everything that's happened to me and let it destroy me, I want to share my story and help others understand that there is life after being a drug addict. There's life after losing your kids, that you can get them back, that you can find who you are after you've lost yourself, after abuse, after... Where am I even from, girl? I don't even know where I'm from. My parents swear they adopted me. I ain't seen adoption paper the first. Adopted from where? Please. I'd like to see some paperwork. I appreciate you being for here, Star Wolf. Seriously. The things that I've seen are crazy. So why not share my story? Might as well. I've always loved YouTube. I think it's really cool that people can go on there and keep it a buck. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, Juneblood, that's what I'm saying. It's like, what do you find joy in? What do you feel like can be of service to this world? What are you good at? What brings you joy? And make money from it. You can make money. People live, first of all, everybody ain't broke. Okay? People want to spend their money. People want to have new experiences. People want to feel like they're special. Now, I learned that in marketing. They were like, if you sell something, always make it seem like it's a limited edition, or, oh, I only have 10 of them, or I'll only be selling them for a short time. Play on people's ego because they're going to want to feel special. And that's how you can end up getting top price. I literally went to college just to learn. I didn't want to get a degree. I went to college 3 different times. I took creative writing. I got my CNA license trying to impress my adopted mom, but she was not at all impressed. What else did I do? Philosophy? No, history. I'm peaceful player. I'm still trying to learn how to not let others' bad energy and words of my character affect me and harbor in my spirit. Because how fucking dare they speak on your life? Take your power back. I did a lot of mirror work. I stood in that mirror, butt ass naked, and accepted myself. I wrote down all of my strengths. I became my own best friend. See, when you start cutting people off, that's when they'll realize they should have kept their mouth shut. That's what you do. Because if somebody opens up their mouth and says something negative to you that is not from a place of wanting to help you change, they're not there to help you. So why are they still in your life? I don't regret cutting off anybody. I cut off everybody I've ever known. Even the ones that didn't do anything to me, it don't matter. I don't know. That's not what I'm here for. What? All of these holes inside of me, all this trauma, I'm not here for friends and to hang out. No. I need to fix me. I'm my own best friend. Girl, I be here giving myself pedicures. I make myself peanut butter hot chocolate. I take myself on long strolls down my hallway, girl, because you know I hardly leave my house. Okay. I be on Amazon looking at nice fluffy things to put on in the wintertime for me. I get up and I do my hair and my skincare for me. I be here blasting my music and here dancing with me. I make music that I love to hear. I get on Spotify and listen to my own music. I be here having a ball. Kikiing with my damn self. I think I'm hilarious. I be here laughing. My kids be getting mad. What's so funny? Me? Cut them off. Don't harbor nothing in your spirit except belief in yourself. You are amazing. Do you understand that? There's nobody on this planet that's like you. So why are you letting these people who don't even deserve to be in the room with you determine how you feel about yourself? I think not. You know what you do? Go get yourself real gussied up. Real gussied up. Make yourself feel real good. Get your house real spotless clean. And then go do that one thing that you've been wanting to do for yourself that you have not done. And then stop giving a fuck. And then stop blocking people off your social media and out your phone. If they say one more crazy thing to you, cut them off. Okay? We ain't got long here. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Do them things that you thought you never could do. Because you can. And the only reason you think you can't do them is because somebody told you you can't. You know why? Because they couldn't do some shit. They too scared to do some shit. So they trying to tell you you can't do no shit. Because they want y'all to be together at the table complaining and commiserating together about not being shit. No. Let them not be shit by themselves. Or maybe they'll see you be something and they'll turn into something too. But they still will be cut off. Teddy, how do you cut off bad people? You block them and you stop talking to them. Maybe you tell them why, maybe you don't. They already know why. They don't like you. You think because you're related, these people like you? No. Absolutely not. That's not how that works. Okay? You can be blood related to 100 people and only get along with one or none of them. It's about energy. We are all here on our own soul path. Them people ain't worried about you. They're not worried about you reaching your goals. They're not worried about your happiness. They damn sure ain't worried about paying none of them bills. I wish I had a bell. Ting. Nah, that's real, Kateri. You know I don't leave my house. It ain't hard. Why is it so hard? Y'all, we will stay in toxic relationships. Oh, I had a baby by him, even though he's sleeping with somebody else. I'ma stay for the kids. What you doing? Teaching another generation how to stay in toxic relationships? What are you talking about? When do you stop taking shit from people? When do you put yourself first? Do you think your inner child wants you to stay in a toxic relationship? How about your inner child? Do you pay attention to them? Or do you let people call you childish? If you don't get your ass a skateboard and go down the street and have you some fun, if you don't get you some roller skates, if you don't get you a dog, if you don't go start swimming, what are you talking about? Live your life. Have fun. Why are you worried about these people? They just hating, yo. I can't stand that. Oh, I appreciate you, Teddy. Thank you. It's worse. The worst subs are the ones I get on shorts because I'll say something. And my shorts, 99% of my shorts are cut from my long form content. Okay? So someone will see something that they relate to, 13 seconds of me, and get an idea of who I am. And then they go to my page, and then I guess they play a video, and I say something they don't like, because then they unsub from me. But it's like, okay. And then you gotta sit there and wonder what you did wrong. And then not give a damn because you kept it real. Everybody ain't gonna like you. It's okay. And I had to not do this for money. YouTube is odd. Like, you know you're going to make money from it, but you can't do it for money or the content doesn't come across as authentic. Excuse me for 1 second. At least that's my opinion. This is my little spray. It's all things mental health over here. Let me take it off. Take my glasses off. This is filtered water and essential oil. This is lemon and orange. I use all types of therapy. Music therapy, massage therapy, talk therapy. I did behavioral therapy. Girl, I pulled out all the things. I'm one of them people. If I have a problem, I'm going to research all the ways to fix it. I'm going to do every single last one of them. I love it. That's okay. My life doesn't look like everybody else's. Sold my car. We moved. We got us from a townhouse to an apartment. That's okay. I live below my means. It doesn't matter because I have peace of mind. I'm actually focusing on all the things that used to keep me up at night. Because when you don't pay attention to your trauma, it comes as intrusive thoughts and addictions. Ooh, that's my other note. And that was a good note, too, about addictions being a side effect of not living your purpose. I was like, what? I didn't even think about that. And I'm like, damn, that might actually be true. Where did I write it down at? Well, it don't matter. I just said what it said. But yeah, that addictions are a side effect of you not living your purpose. Always trying to avoid stuff. That guy goes right back to the acceptance. Like accepting that some of the people in your life need to be cut off. Because I did not realize that I was embracing my enemies. My husband tried to have me killed, and I had an attempt on my life in 2019, and that's how I ended up getting into recovery. Because in the emergency room, they found out I was suicidal and on drugs and stuff, and they offered me an opportunity to go to rehab, which I thought was something only celebrities in California did. I thought that was only in the movies. I didn't know regular people could go to rehab. The hell, they had me out in the middle of the goddamn mountains, had deer in the front yard. Crazy. I got the cutting out of my life part down, but that cutting them out of your heart, man, it hurts. But I got this, yeah, but it builds your strength. Don't you just want to be a hard motherfucker? It's just something about being hard and resilient. That pain, when I had my son, Avalon, his head was this big. The same size his head is now is the same size I had to push out. It was so painful. I asked my creator to just go on and take my life. I said, God, please take me now. Now, he was the last boy. I already had 5 kids. I said, I can't take it. Just take it. Just take it. Still in labor. So you know what I did? I played a mental game with myself where I got pleasure from pain. I did what I had to do. So now, if I get sick, if I get sad, it may sound a little weird. I get a slight pleasure out of it. I don't know. I was in such deep suffering that I had to find some kind of pleasure out of it. My body would be on fire from fever. You're literally on fire, but you deep breathe and you really dig into the pain and it forms you into something different. It's very alchemical. But I want to get a build and raise the masses to help them move away from. No, see, that's the problem. And that was always my problem. You don't change the world, you change yourself. When you change yourself, that expands to everyone around you, reverberate, 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 then the world has changed. It's not your job to lead people away from nothing. It's your job to build yourself up into the best version of yourself and embody your truth. Then people see you living your truth, being a beacon. You become a beacon and then they follow. Girl, that's the blueprint. What you talking about? When you try to force your hand, see, that's that male mind. No, no. Be water about it. Be feminine about it. You don't force. You attract. This is why it's important to study alchemy, yo. You got to learn how the world works. You got to learn universal law, okay? People walk around saying karma, but what they don't understand is there's mathematics behind that. There's science behind that. Universal law speaks about what you give coming back. It's just math. When I worked as a hostess, I sprayed essential oils between. Okay, so I used to work in this place. I used to work in this place called the Blue White Grill in Martinsburg. I had to be the only person that worked there that didn't know that these people were racist. Because let me tell you about racists in West Virginia. They pretend to be your best friend. Those are probably the scariest racists on the planet. These girls pretended to be my friend and was calling me the N-word behind my back. Anyway, when I worked there, I would wear protection oil. And my redneck boss would send me home. He would be like, what is that smell? What is that stench? Ugh, Fury, is that you? You got to go home. I can't have that up in here. He did that to me twice. But that was a protection oil. But I use essential oils all the time. If you need a therapeutic grade essential oil that you're going to mix on something that you're going to put on your body, I suggest you get it from planttherapy.com. That's where I get mine. When coins are a little tight, I go on Amazon, and it's not therapeutic, but it's okay to spray on like around the house or put it in your diffuser. But if you're going to put it on your body, it's definitely got to be therapeutic grade. I lost the message I was doing things about. Who was I talking to? Kateri. You were talking to Kateri. Yeah, no. Just, I think people need to stop looking for someone to lead them and lead themselves. You don't need a religion to control you. You don't need a government to control you. You need to control your fucking self. It's like, I don't understand why humans act like children. Like, there's nothing wrong with you. You can figure out your own way. You don't have to be told who God is. It's just everywhere. You don't need to be told to go to church. Go outside. You don't need to be told to pray. It's like I'm in a constant state of prayer. How about just being grateful? How about being in a constant state of being grateful? How about that? Like, why do you feel a need to worship something? How about just say thank you? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's just start there. It's very, very simple. Everybody else makes it complicated. Even as a child, I got to a point where I was like, Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve. They're only two humans. They had sons. Where all these other people come from? Excuse me. Get out! That's what I got. That's what I got. No, I'm done being hard. Once I got away from my husband. No, I'm done being hard. Once I got to get away from my husband, I will cry so hard. Baby, I ain't never going to be done being hard. I'm done being soft. Now, very much in my Pisces energy when I'm dealing with my kids, passive and all of that. But when you're too soft, people take advantage of you. And that's just what it is. You could be spiritual all you want, but these people are still animals, biologically. Okay? Soft will get you chewed up like gum. There's a time and a place for everything. We are women. We have to learn how to move in this world. It's very dangerous for us here. It's very dense here. And so being too soft makes us a victim. Being too hard makes us undesirable for a mate. So you have to find a middle ground, especially when you're raising children, males that become men that may not want to listen. I don't know, moms out there, have you ever had that conversation with yourself sitting at the end of the bed at 12 o'clock at night saying, at some point, my 16-year-old going to realize he don't have to take out the trash when I tell him to. Then what I'm going to do? You know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to move like it's a chess game. Um, Walking, I ain't worried about that. Honestly, I can't, and I know other people do that, but like, here's the thing. It's only a very select few that are really going to receive the message that I have. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like people will do those things when they're moved to do it. I don't think there's anything worse than being in somebody's lives and having them hijack it over likes. That's not what I'm here for. I feel like I will begin to make money off of this endeavor when I've earned it, honestly. That's not really the plan. I've learned that my intention with the intention I have when I do stuff matters, y'all. You know what I'm saying? If I do something just for the attention or just to get something back, it's ill-fated. It's kind of like blood money. I really have to do this from the right place, like from a place of I hope my message helps. I just want to be a help because I've been alone for a very long time and I had to take care of myself. I had my first apartment, it was a sublet when I was 14. I got my first job when I was 14. My first official job was waitressing at 14 and 9 months. But I actually did a data entry for this guy out in Columbia, Maryland. I just saw him place an ad one day. He had like an insurance company or something, and no, he had a. This guy was smart. So what he did was he got insurance agencies all along the East Coast once a year to send him like coupons and advertisements for their businesses, and he put together like a little zine, I guess, of all of those businesses, and he would sell them. So he wasn't just getting money from the zine, he was also getting money from all the companies that were promoting their businesses in there. And he needed some kind of data entry log to log the money and the businesses. And this was back in, I don't know, the 90s. I was 14. And back then, he paid me $15 an hour for that. I was 14. I always been grown. I've been like this since I was 5 years old. Yeah, Kateri, about, ooh, that's the lightning. Yeah, Lilith in the Bible. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've been digging into them Gnostic Gospels, boy. There's some good stuff up in there. But I really want to get my hands on like the Emerald tablets, like the original stories. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that was on written in cuneiform and all of that. I really like to get into that because a lot of these translations are not right. A lot of them are not right. It's all the same stories from all across the world at different time periods with different names. And I feel like at this point, the message is more important. Like, I think we just need to be focused on energy and how to manipulate energy. You know what I'm saying? Don't need what? I'm sorry, June. I don't know. I missed it. Which are what? Churches or Christianity? Is that what you're on? Let me not respond until I'm sure what you asking. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Ever want that be someone to worry about that you really care about how people see you? I think people care about how people treat them. I think a lot of the reason people are concerned about how they look is because they get treated badly if they don't look a certain type of way. I don't know, confidence goes a long way. You know, people will feed off of you, off of your energy. Like if you're confident, they're not gonna play on your top. You know what I'm saying? You have to, even if you don't really feel confident. You know how they say fake it till you make it? Just let's go deeper with that because I need to reframe things. That's not enough for me. even if you're not feeling beautiful and you're not feeling confident, fully accept yourself. And fully, that's what I had to do. I had to really stand in the mirror, butt ass naked, and look in my gut and be like, listen, you ain't gonna be here for long, but while you here, I love you. Okay? I love you. And I said it, but then it became true for me. Then I wrote it down. Then it was really done. You know, I read something the other day that said, if it ain't written, it ain't real. I don't know if I agree with that or not, but it was a nice thought. You know, I like to hear other people's thoughts. Do your activities align with your purpose? We did that. Are your behaviors aligned with your highest values? We did that. Measure what matters. You have a clear purpose. A lot of people don't feel that way. They don't feel like they have a clear purpose. And maybe you don't. Maybe your purpose is just to exist and affect other people in a positive way. That's a fulfilling life. Why you gotta, like, is that not great? Is that not a wonderful way to live your life? Just going around being a good influence on people, going around with a smile on your face, going around being happy, going around showing people how to live, how to spend money, how to be happy, how to treat themselves well. Maybe that is your purpose. What's wrong with that? We were told that we had to have a goal and have a life passion. Not everybody has a passion. Some people just want to chill. You have anybody in your life that really, and their family says, probably calls them a bum or says that they don't have any drive, but they're just really cool as people that just chill. They're usually dudes. They're just hanging out, you know, just hanging out, being cool dudes, smoking pot, ordering food, going to work, being nice to the ladies. What's wrong with that? He don't have to have no damn passion. That man don't have to be a doctor or a psychologist. That man is spreading love. What is wrong with that? I have a friend in the Magicians Guild. The Magicians have a guild? Get the fudge out of here. That is awesome. Oh, so then I wrote down, why are we here? Why am I here? And this is what I've been ruminating on. Like, girl, what? Because I swear someday, like, I could just wake up. Remember I told you that I had my day thrown off because of my income, whatever. And I just looked around and all of a sudden everything was just bad. I didn't like my mural on the wall. I'm like, my music is crap and nobody watch your videos. And I'm just like, girl, where did that even come from? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I was like, girl, you be focusing on the wrong thing. And I all of a sudden felt like just so disrespectful to God. Because then I went in there and I'm looking and it was like, do you see them 13 views you got? Those are 13 souls, 13 people that sat down and connected with you. You were heard, you were seen, you exist. Do you understand what that means? Stop looking at things that don't matter. And then that's when I realized that I was a spiritual brat. And I had to apologize. These are all my notes from the week. I write down everything, girl. I write it down. I'm a whole ass scribe. I believe I was a scribe in the past life. Y'all know that deity Sheshat? Sheshat? You know about her? She was a scribe. She was Thoth's. They try to say it was either his wife or his daughter. They love to do that. I don't know if it was his wife or his daughter. It was his consort. She was like a master of mathematics, and she was like a scribe. I connect with her a lot. She always wears leopard print, has a weed symbol on her chest. Sheshat. That's how you say it. So I had to write down my goals. I was like, all right, okay. This is the Fury the Corporation. Your life is your business. Make a business plan. So I wrote down my goals. I wrote it down. I wrote exactly what I wanted to do within the next year. I wrote exactly what my goals were with my music. I wrote down exactly how much money I want to make every month. And I put a specific time on it. Now, I know we talked about divine detachment last week. Setting your intentions and then letting it go and just moving in that direction every day. So we're going to put that in practice. And that's another reason why I love this YouTube channel is I can keep track of my growth. I'm going to show you some real magic. At some point, I was like, you know what, God? I'm going to be a flex for you. We in this together, okay? I'm waiting for you to show me what you can do, but I'm about to show you what I can do too. Because I want God to be proud of me. I ain't even going to hold you. I don't have parents to be proud of me. I at least want my creator to be proud of me. I don't want to be remedial. I don't. I want to see how much I can build myself up. Now I'm looking at it like a game. I done already lost everything. Girl, I lost everything. I got it back. So what is there to be scared of at this point? Might as well go and see how far I can go. You know what I'm saying? I want to see how much I can build from negative zero. We had nothing, absolutely nothing, and no support. And I really have built this, and I'm going to go even further. Because I want to see how much I can do. I know what I can mess up, but let me see what else I can do. By releasing, you make space for more. And that's what I've been doing. I've been releasing my old ideas about myself. I had to rewrite my script. Shout out to Astro Poppy. These scripts that we write, these roles that we keep playing, these people we feel like we have to be. I was not that. I was nobody's barefoot pregnant housewife. No, that was not the role that I was hired to play. I just got convinced to divert my path. I'm not finna do that no more. I'm too old. I'm too old. I know exactly what I want. And I have full belief in myself. And everybody else around me that wasn't acting accordingly had to get cut off. It's kind of like watching a naughty movie when you're not supposed to. That's how I feel about keeping relationships that don't serve you. If I have people around me that are living their life not according to my beliefs, why am I still entertaining them? That puts me in danger. You know what I'm saying? Like when we were in rehab, they were like, you know, when you get out, you cannot talk to the people that you used to talk to. Girl, when I got out, I cut everybody off. I stopped. I moved and everything because it's like you went to rehab, not the world. Nobody else has changed. Nobody, because you don't just stop doing drugs. No, you have to learn how to relive. First of all, if you didn't have a connection with your higher power, you will get one in rehab. Okay, so it's not just stopping the drugs. Even though that was the hardest part, that was the easiest part compared to the work I had to do. Even up until this day, I've been out of rehab for 5 years, and I am still working them steps every day. Not their steps, my steps, but I'm still working that program every day. Real shit, and I never won't be because it changed me. It changes everything. You have to change how you eat, how you structure your life. Yo, I whole ass run my house like a recovery center. Like we have a schedule. I do the same things at the same times every day. You know what I'm saying? The skills that I learned about putting myself in situations and already knowing how I'm going to respond to them, I still do that. I still go to therapy every other week. Like I'm not playing with my life. Like there's no daddy to call to pay my bills if I make a mistake. There's no, oh, well, you can just relapse. And no, I will lose custody of my kids. What are you talking about? There are no room for me to make mistakes. The best I can do is drop an egg on the floor. That's about it. Hi, Lucia. Lucia. Lucia? I'm so sorry. People who write down things become a great storyteller and successful. I don't want to butcher your name. It's time. Oh, it's time. Hi. Hello. And much love to you, Lucia. Lucia. Hi. I studied storytelling. I study everything. I'm such a nerd. I don't care. I love it. I love to learn new things. I'm just obsessed with knowledge. That when I was growing up, I didn't really have a voice. I grew up in a household where, first of all, I was not wanted and I was left alone a lot. And when I spoke, I was told that I was not to speak. Children were to be seen and not heard. So I ran away and then I got my ass beat. That don't make any sense. But I spent a lot of time in books and at school, after school programs, learning how to play chess, learning how to ride horses, doing all this extra stuff because nobody would listen to me. I was not really around other kids. I grew up basically around adults. So I had like a real big vocabulary. I was just like a nerd, a nerd. And so like when I finally got pulled out of private school and went to like public school with everybody else, nobody could relate to me because I spoke like an adult. And like I was always concerned with like working, making my own money because my parents just they kind of just after they adopted me, their relationship went to shit. It was a very abusive relationship. One was cheating on the other. I was getting caught in the crosshairs. Abuse, abuse, abuse. Then they separated. Then she got with some other dude. I never heard from him again. And I kind of just raised myself. So I had to start working. First, I started stealing because I was always hungry. Like, I'm a very odd eater. Like, I really cannot eat anything. Like, everything makes my system all weird. So I'm kind of like a snacker. Like, actually, what do I don't eat meat. I don't eat meat, can't eat dairy. So, but that's all they ate. Like, she ate like a slave, like pig feet and like liver and stuff like that. What kind of child is going to eat that? Whatever. So, I had started stealing, like getting little candy bars and stuff, chips, because that's what I lived off of because they wouldn't feed me. And I was like, all right, let me go on and get a job because they're not trying to feed me. So, what I did was I went to the dollar store and I got a bunch of candy and I started selling it at school. And then I got my money up and then I got a pack and then I started selling weed. You make criminals when you don't take care of your kids. Oh, Lucia. I don't even remember what I said. I'm sorry. Oh, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Some of the most insightful and amazing people I've ever met were knee deep in trauma. Use your trauma for good. I think that's what you're doing. Yeah, snacking was an addiction as a kid. Yeah. Yeah, I used to have like a whole listen. I was a snack monster, okay? I had snacks everywhere. I had candy in my pockets, I had candy in my shoes, candy in my bag, candy in my drawer. I had candy everywhere. I guess that was probably like my first drug. Like I was obsessed with candy. It was like I don't know. That my childhood was so steeped in trauma. Any little pockets of quiet or calm, like I would go run to the woods. I have such a deep connection with trees because that's where I would go ball up under the trees, and that's when I started communicating with trees and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like little woodland things. Like I've always seen things like that because I was always in the woods and I was always crying. And listen, not you know that there's other realms here. You know that, and those entities can come back and forth between the realms and they will be drawn towards extreme emotion. Um, there's entities around like murders. When people are murdering or raping, there's a lot of low level entities that are drawn to that. When there are children crying or women crying or men crying, anybody crying or just sad, loss, upset, there are entities that will be drawn to that too. You know what I'm saying? So I had a lot of supernatural experiences as a child. So that's why I am the way I am now. And I'm more comfortable in the dark and in the woods and by myself and in the water than I am around people. I've always seen things in people. Always. I thought everybody else did too. Until I started trying to talk about it and got called crazy and got put on medication. Like, girl, what the fuck are you talking about? I think it's something wrong with y'all. And then I got called disrespectful because I'm like, no adult wants to be told that they're wrong by their child. But sometimes you are wrong and you don't get to beat my ass just because I'm expressing myself. So that's why I fearlessly express my. Well, I don't want to say. Yeah, I do get anxiety. I tell you, every time it comes time to get on the live, I don't want to do it. Every time it comes time to go outside, I don't want to do it. Um, because it's overwhelming. Those thoughts of self doubt come, but they never came from me. That's leftover doubt that was poured into me by the people that raised me. I always believed in myself until they kept chipping away, chipping away. You're not going to be this, and nobody does it like that, and you can't do it like that. I've never heard of that. When I told my adopted mom that I was going to grow up and save the world and buy her a house, she laughed in my face. Who does that? Hi, Timothy. Um, it's not about. Hold on. I know that that's a job at 12. Yes, it's hard. I don't talk politics over here. Politicians don't give a fuck about you. They're all from the same 1% Martian race. They eat off y'all fear and ignorance, and they don't give a damn about you. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, Timothy, that's great. Yeah, love Jesus. Here's the thing. When did we start calling Jesus God? God is God. Jesus was a teacher. He was an ascended master. Learn a lot from Jesus. I think the point is to focus more on us loving ourselves. You talk about people loving Jesus. Them same people are not showing love to other people. Great. We all know what Jesus did. That's amazing. We love Jesus. That's great. Do you love your brother? Do you help people? Are you good? That's what matters. Let's focus on that. That's what I feel like. We all know the standard. The standard is perfection. That's the standard. But the best that we can do is the best that we can do, which is not being a douchebag, not being a racist, not being an asshole, not being a rapist. Like, be good, do good. That's the point. We don't need to convolute it with religious texts and idioms. You confusing people. Be good, do good. Keep it simple. Cause I wouldn't have died on no cross for none of y'all. I wouldn't have died on a cross for myself. I literally sold Dollar General Halloween candle in the butt. Yes, yes, that's good money. I'm telling you. Yeah. Who said that about the snacking time? That's something I wrote down in my notes from my independent study this week. Is that addictions are a side effect of not living your purpose or not being fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? Not having fulfillment. Intermittent fasting has helped me with that. The feeling of filling myself up with something other than food. And I appreciate it so much. When I'm moving around, when I'm creating, when I'm in here painting, when I'm in here working on my projects, when I'm in here making music, when I'm dancing, I have my little tea, I have my little water, but I look up and it's 5:30, I haven't eaten anything. Why? Because I feel fulfilled. Your diet is not just what you eat, it's what you take in. You ever notice if you watching low vibrational stuff or like, I don't know, like a T page or maybe, I don't know, I don't watch TV anymore. I just watch YouTube, but like, I don't know, like baddies or something. You find you eat more, you snack more when you're watching shit that's not fulfilling. It's all the same. Like masturbation, overeating, overthinking, smoking too much. It's all the same thing. That addiction, that obsession. Yeah. Ashay, what's up, Melanie? It's all the same thing and it all ties into each other. So it's like I read a quote, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I found that to be so true, yo. And that's why I really do try to be righteous. And I do have to try because, woo! Some people, they'll trust your patience. But it's like, I want to be great. Ever since I was a young child, I used to read about these prolific figures and like Da Vinci and like just all these amazing people that had done these incredible things. Nikola Tesla, and they had been dead for so long, but people still speak about them every day. And I'm like, yo, if I don't have an impactful life, if I'm not exceptional, if I don't stand against the rising tide, I don't want a life. I've always that has always inspired me. That's why I love athletes because they're to be a part of a very smart small amount of people that can be great in the world is amazing. Because it's easy to be slothful, it's easy to not try, it's easy to give up, it's easy to fall victim. Do you know how much work and development it takes to be good, to be righteous, to stand against everyone else? When they go into the right, you go to the left. Or when everybody runs, you stay. Or when everybody turns a blind eye, you help. Like, I'm talking about real superhero without the cape. You feel me? Like, that matters. It's not enough for me to wake up, eat, watch a little TV, go to work, have a little sex, go to sleep, wash, rinse, repeat. What is that? I'm not an animal. Well, I mean, biologically, but like, nah, yo, that's not enough for me. I need fulfillment, and it's past food. I don't even want y'all food. You want to keep putting poison in there? I don't want y'all food. Give me some filtered water. I'm good. You know what I ate for 3 days last week? Mandarin orange and cashews. I don't even want y'all food. I'm turned off. I'm disgusted. Y'all want to keep putting all these unasked for sex scenes in Netflix movies? I won't watch all shows. I don't give a damn. Turn it off. I don't want to see it then. You know what I'm saying? If you cannot be righteous, what is the point? Because I'm tired of being bad. And I'm tired of seeing bad stuff. It don't fulfill me. It makes me angry. It makes me sad. It makes me want to give up. It makes me not want to live. I'll be damned. Because there's some good stuff down here. Okay? You are learning how to make yourself happy in different ways. Happy? I'm like, I'm a single mom. What is happy? And there wasn't nobody worried about no happy. And that was the problem. Everything is not about paying bills or being to work on time or making sure your kids are doing everything perfectly. I was focused on the wrong stuff, y'all. And there's a lot to learn from my kids and my animals. Just chilling and being happy. My cat is the most relaxed, laid back person in the world. She don't care about no bills. She know her food gonna be there every day. And I'm like, animals got it down. They don't never worry God about no bull stuff. They don't never worry about where their next meal is coming from or doing what's right. They just live. They just live. They gotta pee, they pee. They hungry, they eat. They tired, they sleep. That's it. She don't care what time it is. None of that. But she know not to get her ass on my table. What do you mean? Do you know where you're going to spend eternity? What the hell does it matter? I ain't going to be here. I know that there are different realms. I know that we can continue to elevate or we're going to continue to reincarnate. I know that. I know I won't be reincarnated here because I plan on spending the rest of my life in service to others so that I can elevate. I want to be a higher level being. That's what I want to be. I'm going to be an ancestor one day. My grandkids, I'm going to be like in their ear. You know what I'm saying? I want to be like a vengeful angel. Something. I want to come back as something with some teeth and some fangs, with some power. I want to spend eternity somewhere where I ain't got to pay bills and clean with bleach. Let's not pretend we have all the answers. That's why we're still here. Okay? We're here on the earth realm to learn, not to already know. Okay? In the beginning of Hebrew language and people. Jay was it? Yeah, that's yeah. Jesus. It's not even his name. It's Yahshua with a yeah. I did some research on that like 2 months ago. But yeah, that's why I go back to like I ain't telling nobody nothing about. First of all, I put in way too many hours researching true human history, the seeding of Earth, Tiamat, Anunnaki, all of that stuff. Like I literally went to college and studied history, but then I came out and started studying not astrophysics. What is it? I can't even remember what it's called. Science. Okay, and all these different theories and multiple big bangs, all this other stuff. Astrophysicists are people that I would love to be best friends with. Okay, that's the type of shit that I'm on. Search for the truth, not to already know. I would never Bible thump or pretend to know, especially when the Bibles that we were reading, that I grew up reading, the King James Bible had lots of chapters taken out of it, which is why it didn't make any sense. I didn't even hear about the Gnostic Gospels until a few years ago. I didn't know that they took pieces out of the Bible. That's why it don't make any sense. And y'all down here trying to make it make sense. That would be like trying to have a conversation with somebody without using the letter A, E, Y, C, S, or T, and still trying to have a conversation and make it make sense. Stop acting like y'all have all the answers. We don't. We don't. We here to learn. We here to learn. That's that control shit. Let's break out of that. You ain't controlling nothing but what you can control, which is yourself. You have to seek knowledge. It's there. It's everywhere. Start looking in the places where they tell you not to look. That's where the truth is. Okay? You can start with the fairy tales. Yes, you got to go back to the even older than Hebrew though. Their language is older. You got to go back to Sumeria, ancient. Go to the oldest religious texts on the planet and start there. Start there at the beginning. Real talk. They don't know about the Christ within that. That's what I'm talking about. Like even the Christ consciousness. Oh my gosh, it gets so deep. Okay, so do you know, girl? I've been reading all types of stuff. I'm not even gonna say that because I'm not gonna say what I found out. That's okay. I'm gonna talk about that another time. I ain't talking about that tonight. But that her 14 years, it was either 12 years or 14 years that Jesus studied Hinduism and Buddhism. So how come Christians aren't Buddhists? Yo, and these they're not lost. Okay, these texts are not lost. They were removed from the Bible. They're talking about how Jesus was trying to teach people manifestation and like learning to work with the energies and stuff. He was talking about universal law. He's an ascended master. Come on now. It's about frequency and energy, yo. This is like so much about science, and they have made religion seem so fantastical that people are just out of control with the narrative at this point. Get down to the math and the facts. Get into them ancient texts, yo. That's the see. Hi, Kathy. With all due respect, that's the problem. Saying that you believe in vibrations is like saying you believe in a cheeseburger. Girl, it's a thing. It's not something that you gotta believe in. Like it's a thing. Like a vibration is a scientific thing. Like it's a thing. It's not something that you gotta believe in and hope is real. Like it's science. People gotta do more research. You feel me? That's why y'all have all that poison in your food and get distracted by the television to program your mind, and a 9 to 5 just keep you focused on other stuff other than taking the time to research these things and figuring out, oh my God, wait a minute, I have innate spiritual abilities. Oh, wait a minute, the government knows that I can lucid dream or that I can communicate with people who are halfway across the world. Oh, wait a minute, if I do this deep breathing technique, I can fucking move that right there with my hand across the room. Every 50 years, the CIA has to release stuff that they've been working on. Girl, it's so much stuff on the internet about not. This goes so far beyond Project Bluebeam or the Monarch and all of that. It goes so much deeper than that. It's like everybody but y'all know about what's going on spiritually. Even the government knows. Even our government knows about y'all superhuman abilities. And then they make movies about it and put it in your face like they're not talking about you. They're talking about us. Yes. I just wish that people didn't think that the things that Jesus did is unobtainable for them. He's trying to teach you to be like him. He's trying to teach you to open your mind. I didn't understand anything about what Jesus was trying to say when I was going to church and they were teaching out of the Bible. I don't even think that they knew what they were talking about. I think that they would always talk about the same passages too. It seems like the preachers were taking passages and putting them in the context that supported their own agendas. And saying a part of a passage and not reading the whole thing, or I don't know. And it seemed like people just wanted something to believe in and maybe really didn't understand it and just said, well, that's just the way it is. And I'm sorry, even as a child, that was not enough for me. You're not just finna tell me some fantastical shit and then expect me to believe it, especially since you was lying to me about Santa Claus. Now, I was one of them kids that believed in Santa Claus, okay? I was writing letters to this man, please save my parents' relationship, please make my daddy stop beating my ass. Writing him letters, baking him cookies, okay? And my parents saw how invested I was in this for years. For years. Just for me to wake up one day, just because they're in a bad mood talking about something. Girl, that ain't real. You said what? Mother? And that's the same person that was telling me about God, and I'm supposed to believe what you said. You've been lying to me from the very beginning. Ever since I've known these people, they've been lying to me. And that's who you're supposed to learn about God from? I'll take learning about God on my own for 300. Alex. Fulfillment is defined in new ways for you. Yep, that's what I was just talking about. Finding fulfillment in things other than food and like sex and drugs and watching TV. So that's what I've been on. Oh, look. That's crazy. I don't know if you can see that, but you just said something about Hebrew. And look, in the bottom it says Hebrew and meditation. Do you see it? Hebrew and meditation. Wow. That's dope. And it says not meditation, it says vibration. Because my son was talking to me about, and I'm gonna close up after this. My son was talking to me about meditation because I was telling him that I have a hard time meditating outside of water. And he read, and shout out to Spirit Verse, they have amazing content. He was explaining to me that when you meditate, when you sit up straight like this, it aligns your chakra, like the little holes in your spine are chakra points, and it aligns, right? So the deep breath is connecting our mind with our body, right? But then he brought up Hebrew, how the Hebrew language is built off of vibrations. So that when we say the home, it's vibrational. And so we're unlocking each of the chakras so that we can be more balanced. You feel me? Now that's my son. He is a Reiki level 1. He goes for his Reiki level 2 at the end of the year. I'm so proud of him. So that's moving forward. That's what I'm working on next week is actually doing the floor meditations because I've been running away from that. And I believe that that's my next step that I need to develop my spirituality is to actually start doing the physical work because I do the mental work just fine. I do a great job with the mental work. And I'm doing a great job with keeping the house together, doing all the 3D things. But as far as my spirituality, the meditation is going to take me to the next level. The breathing exercises has helped me manage my stress. When I wake up and I do my grounding exercises, basically I wake up and I give thanks. That's the first thing. Before my feet hit the ground, thank you, God, thank you, ancestors, Holy Spirit, which I didn't even know what that was. I just connect with it. Frequency, vibration, whatever. Holy Spirit, help me do what I'm supposed to do, not act the fool, and just be the best version of myself because I gotta take care of these kids. I keep it real. Like that's what I say. Like I want to be the best version of myself. You know how I am. But let's just and I stay grounded. When I don't do my prep work and I don't acknowledge the spirit and I don't connect with the spirit, which for me, God is the highest frequency. God is the highest frequency that I'm tapping into, grounding myself, connecting with nature and everything alive around me so that we are moving in the same accord, moving with the energies of the earth, not against it. But I got to connect and tap into it. Otherwise, I'm all over the place. I'm easily agitated. I'm irritable. Everything's a trigger. Everything's overwhelming. I'm constantly jumping. My body is tense. But when like Neo in the Matrix, when I'm tapping in, well, the opposite of him because he was tapped into the actual Matrix. But what I'm saying is when you tap into the energies and you're truly grounded, nothing can stop me during the day. I don't feel knocked off. I'm always very centered. Very centered. You know what I'm saying? Meditation, physical, only focus on today. Say it till you know it's true on a cellular level. That's what I was saying to you earlier. It's not a fake it till you make it thing. You're programming your subconscious. Maybe you don't think you're the most beautiful person in the world. Maybe you don't think that you have the ability to complete your goals, but you do. Look in that mirror, look deep in there, because it's just you and spirit. And you let that thing freaking tell you that you can. Look deep inside yourself. Get in that mirror. You see that light right there? You have it too. That's your God spark. Let that inspire you and push you forward. Because I promise you, the way those negative feelings you feel about yourself did not come from you. It daggone sure ain't come from spirit. That came from other people. Trauma dumping on you. Feeding you doubt with that bacon. I was told to take my shoes and socks off. I want to go out and get grounded. Yeah, yeah. Actually grounded. That's physically grounded. That's like grounding. I was talking about getting grounded in spirit, but yes, grounding, that's something different. And yes, I would highly suggest that as long as you're not in the city, because there's a lot of deals out here. But yeah, I'd love to be able to do that. That is being one with nature and all that, putting your feet in the ground. Even when I would walk to work, I would just take a second and go under a tree, and I didn't take my feet off. I didn't take my shoes off, but I took my fingers and I would put it into the ground, and I would just, I like to do things in threes. I would deep breathe. I would do that because I couldn't take my shoes off. Root yourself. Yeah, I can't stand shoes. I know. Actually, okay, so my son, he has problems with his bones. They hurt him, and he got into a car accident, almost died. They flipped the car over, ran into a house, all that. So he has a lot of pain in his bones. Do you know when we went to the water, we went to Ocean City like 2 years ago, the whole time he was barefoot, he said he didn't have any pain in his body? The energies of the earth. I think people forget that Mother Earth is alive. She's alive. Have you ever seen that movie Pocahontas? Now, I don't care for Disney, that you can do a lot of research on the little weird shit that they be doing. But that's the first time I had physically, like, I had actually seen a depiction of what I was doing in real life with the trees. I was like, I wasn't really sure. I was like, am I really hearing messages from that tree? But yeah, girl, you are. And so it's nice to be able to connect with nature in that way, because she will give you messages. Birds, the sky, the lightning, the rain, and animals, especially birds for me though. You can really tap into them and they will give you messages. You just have to let go of thinking that you're crazy or that you're making up stuff. You're not. Let that go. Like, this world is so full of wonder and energy and entities and things that you've never seen. Just more than your wildest dreams. Like, you couldn't even fathom it. But you got to be trustful and hopeful and open yourself up to it. Now, I'm not talking about opening yourself. I'm not talking about having sex with random people and opening up portholes to the demonic entities and drinking literally spirits, blacking out and doing weird shit because you now possessed. I'm not. You can open yourself up to the highest light. You can open yourself up to nature. You can open yourself up to good spirits without getting possessed. Everybody want to demonize everything. Come on now. I live in the country, always wonder when I sit up and lean against my large tree, I go to sleep. Yes, when I tell you I feel so safe around trees, that's when it was safer in the middle of the woods than it was in my house growing up. Let me tell you what. I have cried on so many trees, and you know their roots are all connected. All the trees can communicate with each other. So it's like, let me tell you what, them fae and them fairies and them tree spirits, they know your bullshit. That's why I'm saying y'all real brave out here throwing trash in the street. That's crazy. You don't listen. I don't want the fae mad at me. I be picking up trash that ain't even mine, baby. I ain't gonna have no fairies on my neck. Hell no. And these trees and these birds and these squirrels, they see everything. And it's going right up to the Akashic records. They know. That's why you always feel like you're being watched. You be thinking it's the government. Really, it's the damn trees. You be worried about the wrong shit. What you worried about the government looking at you for? For what? You ain't doing nothing. You need to be concerned about them fairies and them trees and them birds, because they all talk to each other. And I do not play with birds. Y'all little badass kids out here throwing rocks at birds and shit. They done told all their friends about you. Watch your back. You defy one, you defy all. That's what humans need to be on. That's what the higher level beings on other places that have a higher frequency than Earth are on. They are all one collective mind. They move together. You hurt one, you hurt all. Humans are selfish. Yeah, I do everything in threes. Absolutely. Mother Goddess is speaking through of her words. All praise the Most High. When I was a child, the bees and animals were abundant. I know, no. I'm sorry. When I was a child, the bees and animals were abundant. I remember that. I noticed hardly no birds, etc., look in the sky that crisscross from planes killing off people and nature. Yeah. But just like how there's like a shadow government and a shadow side, you hear about all the bad stuff, but there are orders of light. There are orders of protection. There are also things circling the earth that are watching to make sure they don't set off no atomic bombs. There are also entities here that are watchers that are just here reporting back. There are also protectors here. They going to protect the earth. Now, if that means taking out the human race, so be it. But they going to protect the earth. Earth is going to be protected. We're the problem. Y'all the problem. We the problem. You know what I'm saying? And it's not hard to get out of. It's really not. It's not hard to get out of. Yeah, I mean, God speaks through everything, honestly. Even when things are bad, it's all to the good. It really is. Two sides of the same coin. What did cannabis say? God and Satan all work for the same organization. It's all God. People don't be wanting to accept that. That's all. That's all my notes. That's all my notes from this week. That ain't true. Look at all that. We be on here till tomorrow, child. But yeah. So moving forward, oh my gosh. So I make music. I have an indie music label called Masters of Fate Music, and my artist name is The Fury of Abyss. So I was scrolling, whatever, Instagram, and there was this Rolling Stone contest, something. I don't know. I entered it. Didn't think anything of it. Girl, tell me why. I get an email the other day talking about something. Congratulations, you've been chosen to run for the... And I was like, oh my God. The Rolling Stone. So on Monday, apparently, people can vote for me to win, to be in Rolling Stone, win $10,000. Girl, I'm telling you, if I win this contest, we moving. Moving right to the country. I'm going to finish my album. Start growing plants and set up my little herbalism situation and start helping people heal. Oh my God, I cannot wait to have my little apothecary. Like, that's all I wanted ever since I was a little kid, was to have an apothecary. What kind of 5-year-old even know what an apothecary is, girl? Good Lord. Of course the fair real. Absolutely. And I guarantee a lot of us have seen it when we were younger. We just like maybe forgot or just wrote it off or tried to tell somebody and they told us it wasn't real. But girl, y'all been seeing fairies and demons and all types of stuff. Extraterrestrials. Like a lot of the stuff walking around here ain't human. Why you think I don't go outside most of the time? It's not because I'm scared. It's just I don't feel like dealing with that shit. Like, who the hell want to walk around seeing demons and people? Like, and most people, they can't even look me in my face. A lot of people can't. Either they're very drawn to me or they're completely repelled by me. I already know what you are. And I don't feel like being in war mode all the time. I'll go outside when we move out the city. Everything, like, I don't feel like hearing y'all nasty little thoughts. I don't feel like, I don't feel like having to put on a spiritual armor of protection just to go outside. Kathy, you and me both about to be in the field. Because, like, no. The city is awful. It's any city. I won't. I just want a little space of mine. I don't want to take anything. I just want to, for a little while, have a nice little space where we can just grow and evolve and be with nature. I don't want to repeat these patterns. I don't want to be angry. And I have so much pain inside of me. I've been betrayed so bad. I've been done so wrong. And I have so much pain inside of me. And the only thing that's going to heal that is the woods and the water, baby. Like, I have sacrificed my relationships. I've sacrificed everything. I don't want to, I have so much love to give, but I will never be in a relationship with another man because I want to commit my life to my children and to developing my spirituality. I want to be truly powerful and truly impactful. I want to be one of those people that is known for helping and for healing. And that's it. That's it. I don't want fame. I want sustainability. I want a piece of world where I can sustain, give back more than I take, and build something beautiful to pass on to my bloodline to see what they do with it. Because once I'm gone, baby. You can do what you want to do with it. But I know that the humans that I made, I want to leave them behind whole and knowing that they are here as protectors of this earth, my sons will know that they are to honor and love women, and they are to honor and love their God, and honor and love themselves, all on the same level. That they are to give respect and to show love, to set boundaries and to be good and to do good and to be helpful. Wash, rinse, repeat. That's the goal. Nothing else. Riches. I cannot. When I had that mansion, nobody knew about it. I was so embarrassed at how much space and how grand it was. I don't feel right having 100 rooms when there are a million people that have nowhere to live. Obscene wealth, for me, would just get given away. I don't want that. Don't nobody like the rich. Don't nobody like y'all. People are starving. I don't know why rich people flex on the poor. Why are you up in the music videos? First of all, using a gift from God. Music is a gift from God, and so is weed. Music is a gift from God, and you are using this tool to heal. A tool that is for healing and educating, teaching, bringing together. You're using that to be gaudy and boastful about some shit that you were given because you did something nasty and freaky. What? Don't nobody want to be in no damn music industry, girl, please. I first seen your video, came in, my feet was drawn to you, but I've been very ill, but I'm on my feet and walk down this little creek behind my house and my pain seems to vanish. It's that water. I'm telling you, there's nothing like, first of all, thank you for being here, Kathy. I really, really do appreciate you, and I wish you so much love and healing and abundance. But it's something about that water. When I get in the shower and I put my head down like this, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. That's all I hear. And I feel like I'm being like this. I read that all of the tears, all of the dreams, all of the passions of our ancestors are in that water. Women been crying in the water for centuries. All of that love and all of that energy and all of that knowledge is in there. It's the same water that's here now, has been here since the beginning of Earth. It's the same water. Water holds memories, just like crystals do. Holds memories, just like trees do. Holds memories, holds information. They know. They see everything, and they all talking to each other. My son told me that my crystals, they're like little beings, and I need to treat them as such. This has been very helpful to me in my healing process. I used to never, actually, I don't leave without them. If I would have a meeting back when I had meetings in person, I do all my stuff on Zoom, baby. I would be like this. I talk to them, I put them close to my heart. They hold frequencies. They emanate energy, and each of them do different things. They need to be in different environments, but they're all very helpful. They're like little counselors. There's so much wonder in this world, and there's so much healing in the elements. We just need the time to study it and really start to embrace it. These are our ancient ways. These are our tribal ways. These are the ways of our ancestors. This is how we heal, for real. On a cellular level, on a spiritual level, not on a superficial one, you feel me? Once you see into the spiritual realm, once you have a supernatural experience, what people think about you don't matter anymore. How you know my rising sign? What's up, Nia? Girl, do you know in Vedic astrology I'm a Pisces sun? Hi, Nia. My bestie has a rundown family home on 34. Oh my God. 34 acres? Like, do you know I would walk all 34 of them acres? Oh, I was reading about, you can't just go buy land. Girl, do you know that you have to make sure that you have the rights to the trees, the rights to the water, the rights to the soil, damn near the rights to the air, and the rights to the access roads, so that you don't end up buying land that gets bought, or like a company can come buy it from you, or you buy land and you don't have access to the roads. So when you go to have your house built, you can't have all your stuff brought up there because you can only access certain roads. I did not know that. See, I study everything. Yeah. So you need to make sure. Oh, and the flood areas. So I would walk all 34. They say before you buy land, let it rain, and then go up there and see the flood areas. Because I need to be able to grow stuff on my land, and I need to be able to have the right to do that. And you need to make sure if there's any stipulations on how high or what you can build on your land. Like, you can't even just buy land and do what you want with it. That's crazy. And then in America, eminent domain, that government can come and take your shit at any time. So if a corporation comes and gets a government contract and they want your land and you are in the way of a development they want, they can fucking get the government to get you up off that land. So it's like nothing is guaranteed, yo. Nothing. Don't nobody own nothing. That large tree is right at the creek, so it's so peaceful there. You said it. Sometimes being a water sign is just like, girl, why I gotta keep picking up all these messages? But it's okay. I'd rather be like this than be numb, than be totally asleep, than to not know what's going on. I know they say ignorance is bliss, but it's really not. Yes, you do. My land is acre and a half, creek, and the trees are mine. God, you are, girl. You are, oh, Kathy, you're living my dream. I'm gonna get it one day. It's gonna be amazing. It's just ever since I was a little girl. That's all I've ever wanted was land. I've never been able to be around people. I just, it's just something about it. It's not even like not feeling safe. I just don't want to be around people. I just want to be around nature. It's the only thing I can trust. I love living in the mountains. Every day I wake up, I know that mountain gonna be there. It's just something about it. I just, it's just something about it. I love her. I'm in love with her. Nature, Gaia, mother, spirit. That's what raised me. She's always been there. And that's why I feel bad when people get mad at God and they're like, if there was a God, people wouldn't be eating babies and I wouldn't have been molested and all this other stuff. God didn't do that to you, though. That human did that to you. You know what I'm saying? Spirit didn't do that. And Spirit be catching so many strays. Like, so many people are angry at God right now because of the cards they were dealt. You feel me? I get that. But you got to get past that anger. You got to stop blaming a frequency. It's a frequency. It's a love frequency. Love is always there. Even if you don't feel it, you're here. You are love. That's how you were made. You are literally embodying love right now. That's why it's important to love yourself first. Your parents, look, my parents didn't give a damn about me. They threw me to the wolves. They did not care about me. But I still got me, though. You still got that God spark in you. You still have that innate connection to spirit. It's always going to be that. So you can't, it's a false sense of security. You taking a chance. You can love people, but do you ever really know somebody? You know what they show you. People love saying they know me. You really don't. Because if you really knew me, you probably wouldn't like me, son. I know me, though. I accept me. I know who I really am. There are things that I've done and things that I've seen that nobody will ever know. But I know. That's why I'm my own best friend. I know what I'm capable of. I've seen it. I've proven it to myself. That's not something you can ever prove to nobody else. So that's why it's like you have to be your own security. It's got to be you and your higher power first and always. Has to be. That's the only thing that's real. Nature going to keep it real. Why I knew I could never be a nurse. I can't separate my feelings. I'm too connected and empathetic. I watch TV and can cry because I can feel the emotions and pain even though it's a movie. Yeah, and that's why I learned that watching the Saw movies. That was my last time watching horrorcore. I could feel, I know what, tell me why I know what it feels like to get my legs sawed off. Because I saw it. I can't, if I see it, I experience it, pretty much. So, yes, and that is why my clinicals, when I went to get my CNA, the second time I went to college trying to impress my adopted mother-in-law, I never used my license. That was enough for me. Seeing how they treated them people, I was finna catch a case up in there. First of all, who are you talking to like that? Why are you talking to these people? And why are you transferring them and you don't have them in the proper what people? Why are you letting them sit in their crap? Why are you shoveling that food down their throat? I was finna catch a case up there in clinicals because they wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. Don't put your people in no old home for real. I'm trying to tell you, they abuse them people. And all of them, every single last one of them, people don't like their jobs. Yes, June blood, and that's why I love the book Braiding Sweetgrass, because there are some cultures that are not taught that they are separate from God or nature. They are taught that the squirrels, the clouds, the water, the trees, the berries are their brothers and cousins and grandmothers, and they're not taught that those things are separate. And that's why they can actually do practical magic and can work with the elements so much, because they are not taught that they are separate from it, so they can work with the elements. And it seemed like magic, but it's like they're working with the elements. They've connected with those energies and they can work with them. They're not like creating them, they're working with them on some airbender type shit. You feel me? That stuff is real. They didn't just make that up. No, I haven't watched. I've been stopped watching television. When I lived in South Carolina, and I was watching a show about some prison documentary, and I saw a spirit come through that daggone television. That's when I stopped watching stuff about dead people at night, and that's when I started looking at the TV for what it was for. It's to program you. It's a programming box. You're being fed your belief system through the television. You're being fed insecurities. You're being fed what's your favorite food? What do you want to go see at the movie theater? How do you live your life? What do you believe relationships should look like? Who do you believe you should be prejudiced against? All of those things came from TV. When I talk to my kids about some of the things they believed about life, I'd like to say 67, but I know it was 95% of it they had learned off of the television show. That was very scary. When you really start to do research and look at who owns the biggest corporations in the world, who writes the script for what we learn at school, who owns the television networks, who owns the news network, it's all the same family, bro. And they don't like y'all and don't give a damn about y'all. They feeding off of your fear, which is why we're in a fear matrix and being stuck reincarnating here and want you to sin and want you to be foul and want you to turn away from God. They want you to be bad. Act bad. Like, that's cute. You're not cute. You're remedial. Oh, Star Wolf. That's another thing. Yes, when it becomes intrusive in your listen, and they also don't think that the elite don't play with black magic. They do very much. That's why they out here stealing babies and grinding them up, putting them in cheeseburgers. That's why there's underground tunnels beneath the Vatican and under Disney World and all of that. Y'all didn't hear about that lady that whole ass saw her daughter get taken behind a moving panel in the bathroom at Disney, and they not helping her. Everybody's in on it. When you got the doctors, the police, the government, all in on it. Oh yeah, oh yeah. They know about it. That's why they sodomize the children, opening portholes and doing all types of black magic. Yeah, they've been doing that. They've been doing that. Fast food. That's funny. Y'all eating missing children. Do the research. If you go online right now and type in human meat, horse meat, McDonald's, read that article. They went down south and they were testing the meat. Some of it was human, some of it was horse. I listened to an interview with the head of the Satanic Church say that they ground up missing kids. But y'all worried about getting BBLs from dentists. Okay. They utilize it for their own prosperity and wealth. And not just that, so they won't die. Yeah, dig into the 1%. Their ancestors are Martians. They're very left brain. Their whole bloodline is from Mars. And they eat people. They eat people like they're dying. They're dying. They are the richest families in the world. And they run the government. And they don't give a fuck about people. Yeah, that's the problem. Like, why do you think that's cute, DJ DeMarco? Like, why are you in here talking about war? That's your problem. That's why men don't need to run the world. Y'all want to rape everything, steal everything, pillage everything, tell everybody what to do. Mind your business. Go sit down. Live your life. Have some fun. Find some peace. War. Why is there even a word for that? Why is that ever a thing? Why is that even an option? It's never an option. Because if the world was run by women, everyone would be clean. Everyone's needs would be fulfilled. Everything would be fair. Everything would be peaceful. It's men that's the problem. It's over masculine, selfish men. That's the problem. Y'all want to say, I'm so tough. I'm so tough. I'm so tough. I'm the biggest. I'm the baddest. No, you're showing your weakness and lack of discipline. All of that arrogance is a lack of discipline. You're not stoic. You're no one's leader. Okay? You need to be more empathetic. Be strong. Be resilient, adaptable, be fair, be loving, be open, be kind. That will make you hard. You're in a war with yourself. Go sit down. Go sit down, young one. You're very young in spirit. Go sit down. I grew up with a father that broke our TVs and phone jacks. I was very close to our animals that he hated. Yeah, I mean, this is like a reoccurring theme with these abusive men in your life, sis. DeMarco, go sit down. The trolls sit in the back, sweetheart. Okay. Some lady comes right. Oh, yes, I will, Kathy. I promise you. Oh my God. Didn't I say I was about to wrap up like a half hour ago? I love talking with you all. I really do. I really appreciate you all coming over here and having a great open conversation. No one person has all the answers, but I'm going to keep going until I find them. I really want to find out more about how we can get further than where we are right now. I don't like the state of the world, and I understand I can't change the world, but I can change myself. I can change how I view the world. And I just want to develop myself to be superhuman, y'all. I just want to use my brain to become the ultimate version of myself. My creativity, my authenticity, my faith, these are all things that will help me get where I want to go. These are all messages that need to be spread. That's true freedom, you know. I'm not here to be a slave. I'm not here to prove anything to anybody. I'm here to prove something to myself and to my God. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the best. I want to be the best version of myself. I know how to stay in my lane, you know. I really do want to build an empire, but not in the way that you think. Not in a way so that people can marvel at it. My empire is internal. My empire is mental. If I have my druthers, I will be out in the middle of the woods in a log cabin that I built with my family that can fit all of us. Working land, growing plants and herbs that help heal my community. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to do practical magic and communing with some of the higher level entities and learning how I can evolve myself. And that's the best I can do. Yes, Miss Kathy. And I thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you, June. Thank you, Kateri. Thank you, Kathy. Who else? Thank you, It's Time. Thank you, Starwolf. Timothy, Melanie, and everybody I missed. Thank you so much for spending time with me here in Fury World. We'll be right back at it, same time, same place. What do you guys want to work on this week? What I'm going to do is I'm going to try that meditation outside of the water like my son told me. I'm going to try that, and I'm going to do better with my nighttime routine because I'm still not wanting to put my phone down. Because it's been something in my room in the past couple of days, and I've been saging a corner. It's not like a bad thing, but it's just been like an energy in my room, and I've just not wanted to turn my electronics off or something. But it doesn't make me feel anxious. It's a little unnerving. Like, who want to go to sleep when there's something in your room? Like, but it's all good. I'm about to see what's up with that because it's obviously not bad. I don't feel anxious. It's not something that's trying to hurt me, but I just need to see what the hell is in my room so I can, but I'm not going to use that excuse. I really need to put the phone down and do what I'm supposed to do so that I can remember my dreams. And that's something else we can talk about next week is dreams. What do you guys think dreams are? Because I keep having like a continuation over a number of years. So it's like I'm living another existence in my dream. Because a lot of us think we're in, like our energy goes to a different realm. I don't know. What do you think dreams are? I love you. Thank you for spending time with me today. I'll talk to y'all next week. Peace.